Calling this meeting to order. We have Philip Canaday on the phone. We have Charlene O'Brien, Harrell, Jerry Sullivan, and Kelle Rahm. This is a special board meeting of the Camp Branch Acre Subdivision POA held per Texas Property Code 209.0051. Please note that Camp Branch Acre Subdivision does not have a dedicated social media page, and the Facebook page Camp Branch Acres Resident is not affiliated with this POA in any way. Any information that may be posted about CBAS POA should be regarded as false unless approved by the Board of Directors. Any emails that are not specifically from cbapoa@gmail.com should also be regarded as unvetted opinions and gossip of the sender. We ask that all comments be held until after this meeting is adjourned. If a person intentionally disrupts a meeting of the Board of Directors, it may constitute a criminal offense under Section 4205 of the Texas Penal Code. A person commits a Class B misdemeanor criminal offense if with intent to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting, procession, or gathering, he or she obstructs or interferes with the meeting, procession, or gathering by physical action or verbal utterance. We have two specific items that we need to get through. One is discuss and act on the member vote. The votes are already in being counted by Tommy Park, Mary Wallace, our Justice of the Peace, Lawrence Adamic, Giovanni Labati, and Rachel King. So we're going to start and talk about, well, maybe we're not.
Everybody's quiet.
We just got started.
Okay. I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, before the results are read, I have a couple of questions. What were the directions that you gave to the vote counters?
Gave them what was on the paper, if the ballots were copied, if they were not emailed, or if they were emailed, which there wasn't any. Do you have that paper?
Yes. This one was Dave does. It's got the roster in there, and then also some rules.
Yeah.
No postmark on the envelope, copied ballots, hologram stickers were peeled, and the hologram number did not match the voter registration.
Okay.
That needs to go to Kelly.
Yeah, I'll give it to her in just a minute. Okay. Were there any votes that were deemed to be invalid?
Okay, so we had a couple. One being the one that came in late was told to us that it had to be postmarked, an envelope postmarked from the post office about 4 o'clock. By the rules.
Yeah.
We got it here. Also, when we were taking them out of the mailbox, there was a bill in there, and I got it in there. So we counted, it was 47, but it's 46. And then there was an individual that mailed in two ballots, one, like, let's say number 1 and 2, and then maybe forgot to mail in number 3 and mailed in another one. So there's a duplicate individual, 2 envelopes. There was one envelope with number 1 and number 2 ballots in there, and then there was another envelope with just number 3 in there.
Okay. And did y'all count that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so how many weren't counted or deemed not to be valid?
There was 2. One didn't have. One was a return to sender. One was a return to sender in there.
Yeah.
So we counted that at the mailbox as being an envelope, but it was a return to sender, so it didn't have any vote on it. So 44 total.
Okay. And the other one that was not, you said there was 2 that weren't.
It was brought to us,
The
right?
one that was brought to us, we did not count.
Okay, the one that she's protesting. Okay. All right, that's fine. Okay. All right.
Do you have the results?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So ballot 1 would be, yes would be 13, no would be 31. Ballot 2 would be yes 13, no 31. Ballot 3, 17 yes, no 26.
Okay.
It's all verified. We all
I
signed it.
need you to put that in there and seal it and
This is the one that we didn't count.
oh, okay. The ballots.
Well, you go ahead and put that in there too.
Yeah, the ballots need to be put in the
Oh, go ahead.
envelope and sealed and then initialed, please.
Like,
One of the number threes is involved with.
I don't know what the reference is.
Oh, that is another one that was, yeah.
They each had a verification sticker on there. Each.
Okay, so which ballot was Jerry, which ballot was I, and which ballot was the incorporated?
Oh, I'm sorry. Number 1 was Charlene O'Brien. Number 2 was Jerry Sullivan. Number 3 was the status of association to remain as a nonprofit corporation.
Okay, thank you.
No, Tommy, the,
On number 3, there was one with one.
Oh, and there was one number 3 that didn't have no answer.
ah, okay.
okay. We need the ballots put in that envelope and sealed, and y'all initial that if you would. We can't see those.
I don't know how you can fit them all in there.
You're not, yeah,
You're gonna have to follow.
Isn't it this?
I don't think
it's not.
Maybe.
You're gonna,
you got that.
But it's not going to seal, so it's already been listed.
Yeah, it's not in the seal again.
Unless you're state.
we had some tape.
I'll make him get it.
Okay.
Maybe.
That, yep, you push all, hold. Possible.
Maybe.
I think it's gonna tear. Yeah, that's not gonna hold.
Well,
Yeah.
about the best we can do because he just tore off. So
Put it in the box and then Kelly can tape it. Do I have a motion to accept the votes?
I'll motion to accept.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Philip, aye.
Aye.
Next item, discuss and act on banking. I spoke with Ivan on Thursday, and he is giving us till tomorrow to pick up the checks from the bank. He hasn't been contacted or anything to try and resolve that. This vote is also going to because the vote came back to do not rescind the forged documents, and with the 3 bankings that
Wait. There was no
Okay.
vote to rescind a forged document.
that's what this was. You
No,
either
no.
it was, do we want to remain a nonprofit? Which, if we were, then we would rescind the forged documents.
That's not what that said.
Okay, whichever. We're a unincorporated association at this point. We are not an unincorporated nonprofit because we are not in any kind of nonprofit status. We haven't filed with the IRS. This company is not filed with the IRS. And in order to do so, you have to be a nonprofit corporation. You can't file for just to be a unincorporated nonprofit. That being said, we have the bank comps are requiring that we have a franchise exemption. We cannot get a franchise exemption if we are not a nonprofit corporation. So we need to.
I'm not sure that's correct.
Okay. Okay. Homeowners exemptions from federal income tax or 501c4, which is what the HOA is. Otherwise, to receive a state franchise tax exemption, An HOA must be a nonprofit corporation organized and operated primarily to maintain, manage, construct, and maintain the property. But it says must be a nonprofit corporation. That is from the state comptroller's office.
But wait a minute. What's that got to do with the bank?
The bank is requiring us to pick up these checks and get them out of their get them out of their bank by tomorrow. So we need to decide how we're going to divide the money, what we're going to do as far as paying off. You have a bill that came in.
For East Texas Asphalt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he did say that we could, they could divvy up if we needed to refund people's money, if we needed to make a cashier's check to whomever. But he was pretty adamant. He wanted it closed last week, but I asked him to give us until Friday. And we have to have something signed. So first we need to decide who's going to pick up the checks.
Well, I think our treasurer should pick up the checks.
Anybody else?
We need to decide what we're going to do with
I
it.
think our chairman should pick up the checks.
Well, first of all, the chairman isn't authorized to be conducting bank business. The only people authorized to be conducting bank business, Bill, are the signers on the account, which currently are Jerry Sullivan, Charlene O'Brien, and Harrell.
So that eliminates the chairman.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, if she,
The chairman is the top person who organizes and controls things, and we have many issues with directors right now. I would actually make a motion for that and find out if the bank refuses to do it, then have a secondary.
Okay, so what's your motion?
My motion is that Kelle Rahm pick up the check from the bank and hold it in custody until a new bank account is established at the bank that we previously agreed upon. As a secondary, the treasurer,
Please?
Charlene,
Can we please?
hold the check.
Okay, say that again. We've got people that are talking. And
That was pretty long. Let me see if I can rephrase or repeat it. Philip makes a motion that Kelle Rahm pick up and hold the check from the bank in her custody until a new bank account is opened at the institution previously agreed upon. Period. Secondarily, I motion the treasurer, Charlene Hodges, pick up the check should the bank refuse to give it to the chairman.
we don't have a Charlene Hodgkins.
I'm sorry, our treasurer. O'Brien.
What bank was previously approved?
well, that's what we got to discuss.
Well, he's saying a bank that was previously
I thought we
approved.
had agreed upon it.
No.
Well, that's changing now. We have to now we have to find a bank that will accept an unincorporated association.
Okay, let me modify my motion to reflect the bank yet to be determined.
Does somebody want to repeat the corrected motion?
Do we know, is there going to be a problem with you picking up the check, or can you both go to pick up the check? So in case they say no to you, they can give it to her in case there's an issue?
Okay.
I was instructed by Ivan that if the bank account was not carried over, that the check would be released to 2 of the 3 signers only.
We have a motion on the floor already. You can't change a motion right now. We have to figure out what we're going to do with this.
Okay, the motion was for.
We can have a discussion right now if you want, but we can't be changing the motion that's already on the floor.
Well, the discussion is that our treasurer has been advised by Ivan at the bank that there's only 2 people can go to pick it up, but they have to be signers on the account. So the motion that you're trying to make is going to be an invalid motion.
When did you
No,
talk?
it isn't, because she's already a secondary.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is in my motion, because our treasurer is a signer on the account.
And when did you talk to Ivan?
I'm looking it up right now. If you would, please give me just a moment. On April 22nd, I reached back out to him, sent him documentation, and he responded to me, "Thank you, I received everything. I will reach back out to you once I hear from my superiors."
Okay, but that doesn't say anything that, whenever I talked to him on Thursday, that's what he spoke to me. Now, we can go,
Well, you can make the motion, and it can be approved or disapproved, and if the bank doesn't accept it, then we'll have to move on.
That's right. If the bank doesn't accept it, then the treasurer will be the one who receives the check. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
okay. The motion has been made. Do I have a second?
I'd like to modify it. Can't you guys just go together? That way, if he won't give it to you, then we have the treasurer there and we've solved the problem. We don't have to come back again
Right.
and meet to make a decision.
Agreed.
Wouldn't
Okay.
that make it easier?
Agreed. You should both be there in the presence of the bank.
Okay. I'm good with that.
All right, so I make a motion that Kelly and Charlene go to the bank and pick up the check tomorrow.
And then who will hold it?
I will hold it. I'm the treasurer.
She's a treasurer.
We still have my motion. We can't have a new motion on top of mine. Sorry.
Okay,
It just doesn't work that way.
Okay, then let's vote on yours and then kill it and get another one.
But I will modify my motion while we're still discussing it. My motion modified is that the treasurer and the chairman will both go to the bank and
Tomorrow.
attempt to have tomorrow and attempt to have a check released to our chairman. If the bank refuses, then our treasurer will sign for and receive the funds.
Again, who will hold the check? Are you saying that if they release it to me, I'll hold the check? If they release it to her, she will hold the check?
That's correct.
Okay. Just want to be clear.
I'm not terribly worried about who's holding the check. It's not like somebody's going to defraud us. You know, the check has an amount. It's going to be public information.
Then why don't
Why
we
don't-
leave
why don't we make
the
it- leave it-
duties of the treasurer in the hands of the treasurer?
Correct.
I don't know what was just said.
She said, why didn't we just go ahead and leave the duties of the treasurer as they are and have her hold the check?
That's irrelevant. I feel more comfortable with Kelle Rahm holding the check than I do with our current treasurer, but I'm willing to go either way.
Well, then it's not irrelevant.
I don't have to answer beyond that. That's my motion. We're just deciding who's going to pick up the check.
Okay. Did you get all that, Kelly?
Or who's going to hold the check.
Can we just have two different motions? One, who's going to pick up the doggone check so I can get that motion done, and then we can figure out who's going to hold it?
Okay.
Because we're going to go round and round 50 times in this.
It's the same thing. The person who is issued the check from the bank will be the one holding it. And that was verbalized just a moment ago. Let's not spend too much time on this. It really doesn't matter who holds the check that in reality, because nobody's going to do anything illicit or illegal with it. So let's vote. And if you guys don't want to go with my motion, then we'll go with the next motion. But somebody's got to pick the thing up.
You got it, Kelly?
Yes, I got it.
So Phil made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion that says Treasurer and Charlene to go to the bank tomorrow to pick up the check from the bank. Whoever they release the check to is the person that will hold the check.
Okay, Treasurer
That
and
is-
Charlene are the same person.
I mean, sorry, Kelly and Charlene.
And that is my motion. Restated. So we have a second.
All in favor?
Philip, aye.
I'm abstaining.
Pardon?
I abstain.
Philip votes aye.
I vote aye.
I vote nay.
Okay. Motion passed.
Yep.
Now we need to discuss, talking to these, I know it's a requirement. Does anybody have any suggestions for a different bank, since these will require franchise exemptions?
When I did the due diligence, if I may speak,
That's what we're discussing
when
and
I
acting
did
on
the
the
due
bank.
diligence and I built a spreadsheet and sent it to all the board members, the circumstances have changed. I'd be more than happy to do more due diligence based on the circumstances and get the information to you guys so that we can make a decision.
And when can you have that information to us?
Early next week.
Tuesday? Is that a good day?
As soon as I get it together, I'll get it to you.
Let's go Wednesday. Give a little bit of time.
If I have it together before that, I will get it to you.
By Wednesday at the latest. Okay. And then last, we need to schedule the annual meeting, which we were proposing June the 28th. It's the weekend after the 24th.
I'll have a conflict for that weekend. I looked at it. I would recommend it be June the 21st or the following weekend, which that's going to be
July 5th.
July 5th weekend.
July 5th.
That's fine.
It's also the fourth.
Yeah, that is that weekend.
Okay. I'm okay with July 5th.
I'm fine. Charlene?
Yeah.
Huh? She said yes.
Yes.
Bill, are you open for July 5th for the annual meeting?
Let me verify. Yes, I am.
Okay. All in favor?
All right, can
Aye.
you pick a time?
Philip, aye.
Well, it's July. It's going to be hot.
Right. So we
Pick a time, I
don't
don't
even
care.
have a place picked out yet.
Let's-
I was going to check with them. There's a nice shady spot up underneath that tree there.
How about us? I
Vote, right?
I recommend we go for 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, 9 o'clock sounds
Okay.
good.
That's fine.
Okay. And then places to be determined.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Before I adjourn the meeting, I have asked Rachel King to join us. She
Oh, wait. Before we adjourn, we got one other issue we need to address. At that annual meeting, we need to elect new officers.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay?
We know that.
We need to make sure everybody understands that.
Yes.
Anybody wants to run for the office, they need to go ahead and send in their information.
Yeah, I was gonna send out another email, like I
Okay.
did before, to everybody soliciting whoever wants to put their name in.
Yes.
That's what I plan to do.
All right.
Okay. After we adjourn, I've asked Rachel to join us. She is from Port Adventure. Her subdivision is going through basically the same stuff that we are, along with many other POAs in this county, as being unincorporated associations. And I've asked her to, after we adjourn, to tell us about what's going on with their association and how they are working through the problems, just like we have. So, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Philip, aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. Yes, I'd be very interested in hearing what you have to say.
Okay. I am, the meeting is officially adjourned, but I will keep the Zoom on if y'all would like to listen. And Phil, do you need to stay on?
Yes, please.
Okay. Tommy, Mary, thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you
for
very much.
helping us
Really
out.
appreciate it.
Hey,
Yes.
you got all the paperwork I sent you to?
I did not print it out, but I do have it on my phone if you need to.
No, well, it was all, the one thing was about the business code about shutting down, winding down.
Right.
And then how we started was, because your articles of incorporation and everything, you go on the secretary.
Okay, this is, everybody, this is Rachel.
Hi,
I'm
everybody.
gonna let her get started about,
And we have a big mess too, so don't feel bad. But we got roads that are horrible and everything, and what we're doing, yes?
I'm sorry, apologize for the interruption. I think it would be more beneficial to send a notice out to the members that include that you are going to speak with the criteria that you're going to speak on, so that those individuals know that you're going to be here, that
Okay.
they can prepare their questions. I think we're kind of ill-prepared
Yeah,
right now
well-
because the members were not even aware that this was going to be a discussion.
Yes.
Well, we had
So-
just started talking about this, and that's why. So yeah, I just live right down the road.
if you would like to speak, you're more than welcome to, and we can invite you to the annual
Well, I
meeting
can
if you'd
tell you,
like.
yeah, I can tell you what I've been doing
Okay.
so far.
Would you
know.
be available for the annual meeting on July the 5th? Do
As
you
far
know?
as I know,
At
I'm
9 a.m.
available.
9 a.m. Okay, fine. Yeah, but go ahead.
Because she knows all she got to do is text me and remind me because I got a lot going on all the time. But you got to apply your articles of incorporation where our forms where there's an organizer. You have to have a registered agent. And then are you going to have directors? You have like 3 of them, and then you fill out these forms, and everything is done online.
Now, y'all filed for nonprofit corporation.
Yes, we did it.
Why did y'all do that?
Because we don't have that much money coming in. We're not doing. We haven't been doing any fees, any dues, any of that stuff. Everything we've been getting is through donations and through our, because we have dumpsters, so we were having this big problem with the dumpsters, so we made it so people pay for the dumpsters 3 months at a time, and then any money left over from paying for the dumpsters goes towards roads.
And why were your funds depleted from fixing your roads?
Well, we were depleted because the judge, because there was a bunch of lawsuits that everybody quit on the board, and so they put it to the bank. So the bank was paying the bills and doing that, and there was no board whatsoever for 2 years. So when the lady from the bank was retiring, we had to get together a board and take it over. I'm the secretary treasurer. I know to tell you how much money we had when we took it over. We changed the dumpster system that they had. We changed it to them paying for it because they had 4 dumpsters, and anybody in the world could use them. Everybody in town was using them. And it was, and we were getting charged extra, and the dumpster fee was outrageous, and it was just eating up the money that we had. So now I've got it down to where our bills were like the amount of one dumpster. Because we cut our bills, cut this, cut that. We had to cut, I had to go around and say, hey, okay, I was on the phone with the people from the electric company. Okay, who's paying for this street light, and who's paying for this street light? And if there was nobody paying for it, and if it was in the POAs, shut it off because we can't afford it. We just had to do that to get down to where we are now, to where we're, and the bills now we're trying to go into where we're a community association, where just maintenance, where everybody's going to pay like a dues per year, for members, and it's not doesn't matter how, because they had this thing about somebody has 200 lots, they get 200 votes. Got rid of that. You become a member, you pay one fee, you get one vote. Don't care, how many lots you got, because that's what was going on.
So y'all are doing it as a membership option
yes.
instead of mandatory.
Instead of mandatory, yes.
So you got rid of your POA.
Yes, basically. Well, we're in the
it fell apart after you got rid of the POA.
Well,
right?
we're phasing it out because it already fell apart before we started all this. So.
No more.
All right. Yeah. If you would come by,
Yeah.
annual meeting.